Welcome back to yet another part of Higurashi when they cry. Onikakushi or something. So this should be part 36, I think. I've got quite a bit backlogged, but I haven't actually rendered most of it or edited it or anything. Past few I think have been pretty fine, so I probably won't need to do much in editing. But anyway, let's continue. Split personality? Renner, I'm guessing? Because she's got like...
よく映画などに登場しますが、簡単に言うとどのようなものでしょうか?
Okay, so it's just describing it, but yeah, Renner with a whole forgive me thing, or no, I'm sorry, or whatever it was, and usual Renner, and creepy Renner. So yeah.
複数の人格を持つことによる逃避と考えられています。
Quite often, yeah.
多重人格は逃避の一つなのですか?
さようです。そのメカニズムは完全には解明されていませんが、精神を守るために脳が行う防御行動の一つではないかと考えられています。
Yeah, and it's weird for the personalities, because from what I've heard, like, they don't know what's going on when the other personalities in control necessarily. Like, there's a painter who's just got like a whole bunch of personalities, and there's one in particular which like actually knows the trauma, or it seems, but the others don't really know it. Anyway.
例えば、貧乏な人がお金持ちになった自分を想像するという現実逃避ってありますよね。これも多重人格なわけですか?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting thing.
極論はできませんが、講義的にはそう解釈できます。つまり誰にでもあり得る現象なのです。
Personalities, though, it's like that's different.
その現実逃避の見境がなくなると二重人格になるのですか?
No.
ちょっと難しいですね。そう提唱する説もありますし、否定する説もあります。
Because, like as I said, multiple personalities is distinct personalities, like distinct differences compared to one person who fantasizes about something.
諸説紛々です。
では、精神医学の世界ではまだ多重人格というのは未知の解明されていない現象なんですか?
The brain is barely understood, so yeah, fine.
残念ながらそうなります。今後の研究が期待されます。
でも二重人格なんてなんだかかっこいいですよね。どういう人が二重人格になれるんですか?
Typically people who've gone through a lot of suffering.
なれると言いますか、なりやすいと言いますか。最近の研究では遺伝と死因が複雑に絡み合い、中でも幼少期の育児体験が大きく作用するのではないかと言われています。
Almost certainly.
そういえばこの A 君も家庭に問題を抱えてるんですよね。気の毒に。
Who? Person A. Is that us, maybe? Does say he. I was inclined to think Renner until it said he.
7つの人格を持つ青年 A.
7 different. Maybe it's someone completely different.
では VTR の続きをどうぞ。ですがその前にコマーシャル。
What? Oh, is this like a TV show thing? I guess it's probably a TV show. Okay. At the 7th Mart. The 7th Mart was a bargain supermarket with food and alcohol. No voice? What's this, Keiichi? So many. There's no reason to get all the different kinds, is there? I flopped all the different coloured cup noodle bowls into the cart.
最近のカップ麺は凝ってて種類も多いんだよ。どれも一通りは食ってみたいし。
I knew it was pretty selfish of me, but I thought I'd at least give it a try. Keiichi, buy them in the big case. It's cheaper. Dad faltered. Well, I had a feeling it'd end up like this. Now that Dad had thrown his hat into the ring, I'd have to compromise.
それじゃあ1種類しか食えないよ。飽きちゃうって。
I was resisting as a formality. I'd already given up inside and wasn't sure which case of noodles to get. If you can't pick, then Mummy will pick for you. You don't have to rush me. I quickly search for cases of noodles for what I want. Pork bone and ginger, large cup. Hey Katie, can't you get a more normal one? If I let Mum pick, she'd err on the side of safety and get soy sauce or salt flavored.
豚骨はうまいんだよ。大盛りだけど大味ってわけじゃないし。
I remembered insisting that the noodles I picked were the right kind. So, flashback? I guess? In this frozen memory in time, this encapsulated world, I didn't have the power to look around my surroundings. So I did what I could and reached out with my hearing and vision, sharpening my senses to find the presence I overlooked. No matter how much I searched through my field of vision, I couldn't see Renna. I rewound the situation, searching. But of course, I couldn't find her. Then, was she spying at me from my blind spot? I go through the sound and presences again, looking. I could sense the other customers. They were all mixed about, moving as they please. There was nobody looking over this way, and no one was trying to get behind me. Not here. Couldn't be here. Probably wasn't here. Probably isn't good enough. There's like that, if you can get rid of all other possibilities, whatever remains, no matter how unlikely it is for truth or something. I certainly messed up that quote. Anyway, I would definitely notice if someone was right behind me, even when I wasn't on my guard. I smiled dryly at the thought of using words like probably right before contradicting it with definitely. Ugh. Then I paused my mental replay as a chill ran down my spine. At first that was a bit scary, and then it was just the sound hurts. Ugh. There was definitely a presence like a shadow behind me. That was a terror unlike any other. If a presence really had manifested behind me, I would definitely have turned around to check for it. But the world had moved on, and there was no way for me to turn around. While carrying that frightening shadow on my back, I was gleefully running around the store, searching for a case of noodles. Running through the instant noodles section, bad-mouthing my mum. But there was that presence constantly at my back, sticking to me like a shadow. No way to see what it was. Realizing it now after the fact was horrifying and repulsive. In that moment of time, I was running around gleefully, carrying that cardboard box. Tip-tap. But listening to that moment again, I could hear footsteps other than mine, going pit-pat with every step. Tip-tap, tip-tap, tip-tap. Pit-pat, pit-pat, pit-pat. Tip-tap, tip-tap, pit-pat, pit-pat. Tip-tap, tip-tap, pit-pat, pit-pat. While I was running, the sound of those barefoot footsteps going pit-pat were right behind mine. Me running around gleefully in that closed-off moment in time. But I didn't hear it. No, I heard it. That's why I remembered it. I didn't think I had heard anything. That's why I didn't turn around. That's why I didn't turn around. In that moment, the pit-pat of those footsteps were following me the entire time. I couldn't run faster and escape. I couldn't run any faster than I had ran at the time. I couldn't turn around. I hadn't turned around before, not once. Then I returned to my parents and started talking. And no one noticed Rena, like, directly behind you? Like, no other people looking weirdly at you? No, your parents looking at her weirdly? The shadow-like presence was right at my back. Since I didn't move, the shadow didn't move. That is why it made no sound. That was all. At that time, I hadn't taken a single step while talking to my parents. I was just standing there. This is undeniable. And yet, I heard it. A pit-pat. That shouldn't be. If I took 3 steps, it followed 3 steps. Wasn't that the rule? There was no sound other than that. At that time, the entire world had gone dark. A sudden darkness. It was the end of my reflective journey. I was tired. I wanted to end it. Someone turn on the light. Except my body couldn't move. As if I was sewn into that moment in time. Pit-pat. My past self's hair stood on end. That's impossible. Now that's just breaking the rules. I haven't moved. So you shouldn't be moving either. I couldn't move. So you shouldn't be able to move either. Follow the rules. Pit-pat. Yet that sound echoed in the darkness once again. The hair on the back of my neck pricked up on end. It was so close that it was hard to tell whether it was touching the hair or not. Why couldn't I move, like how the presence was moving behind me? I quickly realized I could move. It's just that I was scared and didn't want to. Now was the only time I could turn around. It was something unforgivable in this moment of time, but I needed to turn around immediately. As if my entire being was trying to force me to stop, it began to administer a pain like a needle stuck into my every pore. I'll turn around. I'll turn around. I'm not scared at all. I'll turn around. I'll turn around. I'm not scared at all. A scream I was unable to vocalize. Ooh. Oh. I turned around. At first, I couldn't understand the meaning of it. Eh? What is this? Just as a person's mouth might bite into an apple, slurp the juices, and finally discover that it was an apple, my mind began to process the scene before my eyes by eating the apple. Munch munch, chew chew. Slurp the juices and discover the apple. Meaning, what was in front of me was... Yeah. What was it? Are we not going to know? Okay. I guess we'll continue then. I guess I'd be lying if I said I didn't get any sleep. I tried to stay awake all night, but there were definitely gaps in my memory. I guess I kept nodding off and jerking awake in a panic all night. I spent all night hugging the metal bat and sat on the top of the futon I used to barricade my door. Waiting just in case someone tried to break in through my window. If I left the spot, someone would break through the door, sending the futon flying and attack me. But if I stopped watching the window, someone would break through the glass and attack me. I tried telling myself I was just being paranoid, but I couldn't sleep. The thought of being so vulnerable scared the living daylights out of me. If sleep meant taking that risk, I didn't need it. It was so much better to just stay awake. At some point during that endless cycle of nodding off and jolting awake, Light began to shine outside, but that was it. It wasn't so much for morning as it was just for sun simply having risen. I have no idea what the words which just came out of my mouth. I hope they were right. I snuck a peek out through the curtains. Rena was gone. I couldn't see her anywhere, no matter how hard I looked. Finally, I could breathe a deep sigh of relief. The night was finally over. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tired, but I didn't feel like sleeping at the moment. I still had time, but I needed to make my own breakfast, so I'd better get started soon. Skipping school was also an option. With my mum gone, it'd be easy to play hooky. Honestly, I debated it. The risk involved in leaving my house was incalculable, so staying holed up in here was probably my safest option. But staying here wouldn't solve anything. Oi-san wouldn't help me with the cold, hard evidence, or it wouldn't help me without cold, hard evidence. Neither he, nor my parents. So unless I found some sort of proof, these relentless nights would never end. I stretched my body, tilted my head back, and closed my eyes just like I did every morning. I regulated my breathing, and regained my senses. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. Let's go to school. Let's wait until they set their trap for me. That didn't mean I was just going to twiddle my thumbs. I needed to avoid that trap and secure irrefutable evidence. Take note of the plates of any car that drives by. If I see someone suspicious, check their clothes and face. I wasn't just protecting myself. I was preparing myself to turn their attack against them and retaliate. The tension was similar to when two samurai were both aiming to slay each other with a single motion as they drew their katanas. I was not at a disadvantage. I think you are. I would have a chance to retaliate. I finally felt a bit of courage growing in my chest. Alright, let's go to school. I tightened my grip on Satoshi's bat. He was the only partner I could count on. Satoshi, please lend me your strength, and entrust your dying regrets to me, since you were probably murdered. I'll make sure I dispel them. With renewed resolve, I checked the clock. It was still early. Of course, I was going to school by myself today. If I didn't want to run into Rena or Mion, I needed to leave now. The shattered fragments of the cupboard were still strewn all over the entryway. Right. I went to clean that up last night, but never got around to it with that phone call and everything. If my parents came back and saw this while I was at school, I would never hear the end of it. Still, I'd be wasting time if I cleaned it up right now, and considering what would happen if I ran into Rena or Mion, it wouldn't be too late to clean it up after I got back home. Making extra certain that the doors were locked, I left the house. My uniform was still covered in mud from yesterday, so I left it in the washer. Today I was going to go to school in a tracksuit. By wearing a different outfit this morning, my mind was forced to accept that today was different from yesterday. I had a hunch. Yeah. Yesterday you survived, and today you'll die. Oh, today might be the day I get killed. Ah. Keep your guard up, Keiichi Maebara. The only one who gets to decide if today is my last is me. Okay. I spent the morning practicing my swing like it was my natural routine. After a while, Rena arrived at school. Our eyes met, but we said nothing. Rena said nothing about last night, as if it never happened. But I could see those events were real by the wounds carved into her fingers. I just heard her telling Satoko and the others that the bandages were hurting herself in the kitchen, though it wasn't like it bothered me. The details that Oi-san shared about Rena's incident before her transfer played vividly in my mind. I clicked. Now that I knew about it, I couldn't even dream of Rena as a cute, ideal girl.
ケイちゃん、相変わらず甲子園一直線だね。
It was Mion. I had already sensed her approach, so I wasn't that surprised.
ミオンか。分かってるなら放っておいてくれよ。俺は甲子園で忙しいんだ。
I gave her a curt reply without my usual jokes. Then I gave the bat an even larger swing, tactily keeping Mion from getting any closer.
ケイちゃんさ、ちょっと休憩。
I think Mion got the message, but she still urged me to give it a rest.
ホームルームまであとちょっとだろ。もう一汗かかせてくれよ。
I swung the bat even harder as a sign of my refusal.
ケイちゃんって野球好きだったっけ？
最近好きになった。
最近って昨日から？
分かってんなら聞くなよ。
あれまあ、スポーツマンにしては爽やかじゃないお返事だことで。
気が散る。放っておいてくれ。
I ignored Mion and kept swinging. Normally she'd get mad or bored and leave it if someone gave her the cold shoulder like this. But Mion just stood there, waiting patiently for me to stop swinging. I didn't sense any hostility, but she still has it within her. But we were at school, in plain view. I doubt she'd suddenly attack me here. Or was that too naive? Still, I was starting to get tired. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to take a break and tear her out.
何か用なんだろう。なんだよ。
Sweat poured from me as I stopped swinging. I noticed my shoulders were heaving as I breathed. I cursed my lack of exercise. At this rate, I might not be able to move as needed when the time came. I should probably keep practicing my swings to build stamina in addition to the excuse for carrying the bat around with me.
用ってわけでもないけどさ。お疲れのようなら後にするけど。
今でいい。
I'm only dealing with you right now because I judged the situation to be safe. Talking to you alone and away from others? That's out of the question.
さ。
Mion was uncharacteristically trying to choose her words. But unlike Oi-san, it didn't look like she was going to talk about something I'd rather not hear. Mion was puzzled, trying to find the right thing to say. But then she gave a hearty laugh to break herself out of that mire. Now is this the part where she turns creepy, isn't it?
おじさんダメだわ、こういうの。
Uh-huh.
ボキャ品は辛いわ。
Sure.
なんだよ突然。言いたいことがあるならはっきりと言えよ。
やめてよ、素振り。
She cut straight to the point. Her request was so frank, I didn't understand it for a moment. It might be your only chance to survive. They're giving you an out, maybe. Or it might not be an out. I'd already stopped swinging to listen to her, hadn't I?
ちゃんとやめてるだろ。
じゃなくて、今日で終わりにしてほしいの。
And maybe it will be.
悪いけど。
It took me some time to understand what she was asking for. What's wrong with swinging a bat?
なんでだよ。余計なお世話だよ。別に誰にも迷惑かけてないだろ。
かけてる。
Mion said it flat out. This didn't make any sense. That was really irritating.
俺がいつ誰に迷惑をかけたよ。
You're bothering Rena. Mion was at a loss for words. But she finally made up her mind and spoke. Though she stuttered as she said it.
だってさ、ケイちゃん、それ人のバットだしさ、無断借用は悪いし。
転校した生徒の忘れ物だろ。本人が取りに来るまで借りてるだけだよ。
Yeah.
ああ、まあね、転校したし。
Myung grew uncharacteristically flustered. That made it all too clear that his transfer was a lie.
でも変わってるよな。兄貴だけ転校なんだろ。妹は転校しなかったんだろ。
Myung couldn't hide her reaction as my words shook her up.
ケイちゃん、知ってたの？
王城聡。聡子の兄貴だろ。去年鬼隠しにあって消えた。
Unable to respond to that, Mion fell silent.
レナにも言われた。なんで素振りを始めたのかってな。サトシもやってたんだってな、素振り。それも失踪の直前に。これってさ、お社様のたたりに合う前兆ってわけなのか？
Mion panicked and looked around.
頼むよ、ケイちゃん。お社様の話はうかつにしないでよ。私はそんなに信じてないからいいけどさ、他のみんなはすごく信じてる。
Wait, really? So you're the one who brought it up when it was just you and Rena talking, wasn't it? In the classroom? Not too sure about that.
レナなんかヤバいくらいに。
Yeah, but you're the one who brought it up.
やばいくらいに？
Wait. Dangerously? No?
とにかく、みんな怖がってるんだよ。もしもこれが悪ふざけならやめな。サトシの真似は絶対にやめて。
I was the one who was scared. Who do I have to thank for taking up this battle in the first place? But it still unsettled me knowing that my actions were overlapping with Satoshi's. It would be one thing if someone suggested it, but I thought I was making my own decisions.
先に言っとく。俺はサトシのことは何も知らない。みんなが隠してたからな。
隠してたってわけじゃ。
毎年起こる事件のことを隠してたろ。
あ、それはケイちゃんを
怖がらせたくなかったってのか？それが理由で俺だけのけ者かよ。
いや、そんなつもりじゃ。
ミオンに直にダム現場で事件がなかったかって聞いたよな。
And the answer was like, did something happen at the dam? No. Okay. I guess I'll believe you then. Yes.
ミオンはないって言ったじゃないか。
Nothing ever happened.
バラバラ殺人があったのによ。嘘つき野郎。
ごめん。嘘ってわけじゃ。
仲間ってのは隠し事なんかなしだろ。
Well, in that case, you're hiding something, aren't you? As Rena said.
そうだろ。じゃあお前らは仲間じゃない。
ケイちゃん、そんなのって。
Mion looked helpless and flustered. Can we trust her though? Was I imagining the tears in her eyes? I never could have imagined Mion acting like this.
ああ、それに先日の見舞いのおはぎ、あれうまかったぜ。血が出るかと思った。やったのはどっちだ？お前かレナか？
私
Yeah, no, we definitely can't trust you. She admitted it so easily. I couldn't help but be surprised at how easy that was.
死ぬかもしれなかったんだぞ。仲間にあんな真似をするのかよ。
Yeah, that's different to a prank.
そんな
Yeah, no,
ちょっとしたいたずらじゃん。
like prank's like petting the principal's head and or like wearing stuff, not putting a needle into someone's food. Mion gave me a wry smile mixed with confusion, causing even more anger to well up inside me.
あれがいたずらで済むかよ。
I grabbed Mion by her collar and lifted her up. Also, there was that time where you stuck your face into the door and all creepy and all. That wasn't the same as putting Tabasco sauce in a piece of mochi. It was a needle, a sewing needle. If I had swallowed that and lodged it in my throat, what did he think would happen? Mion's face froze as her body rattled in fear. This wasn't the Mion Sonozaki I knew anymore.
とにかくお前は仲間じゃない。仲間じゃない奴の指図は受ける言われはない。俺のことは当分放っておいてもらうぜ。いいな。
Mion wasn't replying anymore.
俺を消そうとしても簡単にはいかないからな。お前らは最初から警察に疑われてんだ。サトシを消せたように簡単に消せると思うなよ。
I said it clearly. This was my declaration of war.
俺も過去の事件はお前らが怪しいと思ってる。ダムの反対運動の時からお前が警察の世話になってたこともよく知ってる。隠しきれてると思うなよ。いいな。
どうしてそんなことまで。
What was that last part? And I clicked the wrong button. There we go. Mion stood there with a dumbstruck look on her face. But doesn't she know about the whole Oi-san? That was when I heard the principal ringing the bell for school. It was time for morning homeroom.
行こうぜ。委員長がいないとまずいだろ。ん？
At that moment, for the first time, I realized Mion was sobbing as tears ran down her cheeks. I still don't trust you.
ひどいよ、ケイちゃん。
You almost possibly could have killed me. I wanted to console her, but I shut my mouth. I had no need to feel guilty.
俺、行くぜ。ホームルーム遅れるなよ。
I left Mion, still shaking as I turned around to head for the entrance. I had no idea how troubling it was to make a girl cry. And I just looked at the timer. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this part. Hopefully we don't get killed immediately after this. And yeah, let me know any feedback you have in comments. And until next time, see ya.